103. Welcome everyone to our Tuesday training. Tisa Del Valle is going to provide our entertainment for this morning. Tisa, you look like you got your lumberjack shirt on. You're ready to go chop some wood,
Ready
right?
to do some hard labor right now, yeah.
There you go. So we're going to spend a little more time than normal this morning in doing the CMA, because she's gonna demo for CMA inside of Moxie. So anybody have any questions before we start? Does anybody? I know, so basically I know that the Key Largo and Isla Mirada offices, with the exception of me, are able to get into the tool and get the MLS linkages. So if you're not able to do that, you need to let your manager know, and we'll make a record of it. So Tisa, what's step one of the MFO listing process?
So step one is pre-qualifying 100% of all prospects, 100% of the time, no exceptions.
All right, and that's the pre-qualifying the listing presentation script that we're going to be training on also with Ira Nadich in Fort Lauderdale next week. So let's go ahead and do that.
All right. So pre-qualifying, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jeff?
It is.
Hi, Jeff. This is Tisa with Coldwell Banker. How are you today?
I'm good. What's up?
Good. Hey, before I come out there, there are a number of questions that I need to ask of you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out on Friday at noon?
Well, I haven't really decided that yet, Tisa. I'm not sure.
Okay, you're not sure yet. Are you planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home?
Yeah, I definitely am. My wife, somebody she teaches with, her husband is an agent. I'm going to talk to him too. He's kind of a friend, so.
Oh, okay. So you and your wife has a friend that's in the business. Okay. So tell me again, where are you moving to?
I am moving. I'm actually doing a transcontinental move to Australia to open a knife manufacturing business.
Oh, wow. Going to Australia, huh? That's pretty big. That's
Big
awesome.
move.
Yeah, big move. How soon do you have to be there?
I'd like to be there by February 1st.
Okay, so you need to be in Australia by February 1st. Okay, great. So when I see you, how much do you want to list your home for?
Well, you know, like I think it's worth every bit of $800,000.
$800,000, what you want to list it for. Okay.
Yep.
As a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. Therefore, I assume you'll list with me at a price that will cause your home to sell, correct?
Well, I mean, we haven't even discussed price, so I guess we'll see.
Okay, sure, we haven't discussed that yet. And what price won't you go below?
Well, I mean, I've got a little wiggle room, maybe 780.
Well, then you go down to 780. Okay. So how much do you owe on the property?
I only owe 100,000.
You owe $100,000. Excellent. Have you ever thought about selling it yourself?
Well, we've tried that before, and I'm not going to fool with that. It's too complicated.
You're not going to do that on your own this time. Okay, great. That's good to hear. Will you help finance the home for the buyer? Or do you want your cash out?
No, I need my cash out to make that big move.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a big move indeed. So you want your full money out. Okay. Would you please describe your home for me?
Yeah, so it's a great ground level room, an excellent room. It looks like a Swiss chalet from the outside, nice big vaulted ceilings with a spiral staircase.
Nice big vaulted ceiling, single family home, ground level. Okay, great. So I'll be sending you over a package of information. Will you take a few moments and review it?
Sure.
Okay. How would you like it? I could either drop it off at your house this evening, or I can email it over to you.
Yeah, drop it off would be better.
Okay, so I'll drop it off this evening. Do you have any questions before I arrive?
Yeah, what do you charge? We haven't talked about that. I'm not paying no 7% commission, I can tell you that.
That's a great question, Jeff. And when I get out there, that's going to be one of the things that we will discuss up front. Is that okay?
Okay,
Okay, great. So, our meeting should only take between 5 to 25 minutes. Is that okay with you?
yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, great. So I look forward to seeing you Friday at noon.
Right, see you then.
See you then, Jeff. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
You too. So everybody can, her internet is a little spotty, so I think everybody's able to get the point, right? You can hear Tisa good enough? Yes?
I can hear her perfect.
Okay, all right. Maybe it's my internet that's spotty. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you, but there's a
Yes.
delay between when she asks the question and then you reply.
Right.
All right. So we'll just have to deal with that. So, all right. So let's go, Tisa, what is step 2?
So step 2 is a mail or deliver pre-listing package, which includes personal references, 4 or 5 only, a copy of my plan of action, which includes this essential information, the sellers, and the PowerPoint of our what we have for just listed, just sold stuff too. A complete CMA, 3 to 5 comparable listing solds, and the list price I suggest. A completed net sheet, a completed contract that includes a listing agreement and a marketing addendum. And in that marketing addendum, we have everything that's lead-based paint, general information on that, depending on the year of the home. General information regarding downstairs enclosures, if that applies to the property. General information for species focus area, if that's applicable to the property as well. And general information regarding open permits, closed, and code violations, if there's any on the property. And if it was a condo, I would put it in condo writer.
Great. All right. Thank you. So go ahead and share your screen and let's kind of look at your CMA that you created. And let's start with you logging into my CB desk.
Okay.
Okay, so step 1 for everybody to get to Moxie is to be able to log into mycbdesk.com. If you can't do that or don't know how to do that or need your user ID, your AOM or your manager can help you retrieve that out of Dash. And that will circumvent you from having to call the help desk, open a ticket to reset your account. So she's logged in, and the next thing you can see is where it says Moxie Works. So if this tile is not showing on your dashboard, then there's a button on the bottom that says Add Tiles that you can go down and search for that tile. So now we're inside of Moxie, and so Moxie is several different tools, right? It's Moxie Present, Moxie Engage, Promote, and the directory. The one that we're rolling out at this time is Moxie Present. So she's going to go ahead and click on that. So stop there for a second. So what you can see here is that she and I went into Moxie, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and created this CMA. So, and if don't do this, Tisa, but when you go to create your first one, you're going to go to the upper right-hand corner and hit the create new button. And then it's going to lead you into the process. So Tisa, go ahead and let's click on the pencil that is beside 8 bonefish. So that's the pencil is the edit button. So what you can see that the first thing that you'll need to do is come up with the subject property. So this particular house we've used in this in our role play before. It's actually one of our agents' homes in Key Largo, and it was listed some time ago, many years ago. So luckily the data was inside. So all she did was basically took the MLS number and put it in there, right? And copied it over, and it pulled the data. And if you scroll down, Tisa, you can see all the different data points that Moxie will allow you to work with. Now, you know, it's a national tool, so obviously we're not going to use basement or fireplace or stuff like that. But this is designed for you to be able to put the information that you want in and don't worry about the rest, right? So as we go through, stop there for a second. Go up down just a little bit. Little more. Okay, so you can see right there where it talks about the lot size. It went too far. Talks about the right there. It talks about the living area, the square footage, the lot size, whether you do it in square feet or acres, the dimensions. So again, all these things can be kind of customized, and the data can be put in if you don't like the way it's displaying. So you can switch from square feet to acres, back and forth, and obviously you want to make sure that all of your comparable properties are in the same format as your subject. Okay. And if anybody has any questions as we go, and just chime in. Okay. So that's step one. Step one is the subject. So scroll back up to the top. And now we're going to go to the search tab. So the search tab is the tab that we use to determine what comparables we want to use. Okay. So as you can see, Tisa elected, because we already had the MLS numbers, she elected to just load the MLS numbers in that top search bar. So you can cut and paste them. If you had a huge number of MLS numbers, there's a way that you could export a list of those from Flex and copy and paste it. So there's two ways that you can find the comparables. One is to just enter the MLS numbers. And then the second way, Tisa, go ahead and click the location. The second way is to have Moxie come up with the comparables. Now, Moxie is going to do a search based on criteria and filters that you put in. So if you think of filters as being the same as criteria when you're doing a Flex search. So Tisa, click on the filters drop down. So this would be where you would go if you want to let Moxie come up with the comparables, right? This is going to take a little time for all of us to figure out how it jives with our Flex and how it doesn't jive. I can tell you in Naples, we rolled this out probably 5 years ago, and it wasn't as refined as it is now. And what I found was I preferred to use Flex or the MLS to find my CMA numbers, and I would just I'd use Flex to find the comparables that I want to use, and I just copy the MLS number. That's the way I did it, the way I'd like to do it, just because I liked it better. But so you can do it either way, right? So you can either let the system find it, or you can let the MLS find it. But what you'll find is if you let the system find it, stop right there. So you can see where it says square feet, 1,300 to 1,800. If you guys can see that. So the system has automatically put those limits in for this based on the subject property. And that's what I didn't like about it, right? Because I want to see everything when I am searching for comparables. I don't want to limit it to 10% above or 10% below or whatever, right? I want to see everything. So you'll have to develop some of your own strategy for finding the comps. So anybody have any questions on how to find the comps? Right? And you can see, you know, we're keeping our presentations in the MFO listing process simple by using just 6 or 3 sold properties. And that's just so we don't take too long to do our presentation. But that's where you're gonna see that. And you can see all these are sold. And now Tisa has selected those with the green check mark. Those are the ones that she's gonna put into her EMA. Okay, so now let's click on the next tab up top that says listings. So this is where we're going to do a number of different things. This is where we're going to edit the content of each listing. This is where we're going to change the order of how they're displayed. This is where we're going to do adjustments, right? And this is so much easier than dealing with Flex to you know, modify this stuff. And what you'll have to do is when you do your first CMA, you'll just have to get in and you'll have to poke around a little bit in it. But don't be afraid to click a button. The system self-saves. So anything you do, like that's why it circles a little bit, because every time you do something, it actually saves it. So there's really no way for you to lose your information. So let's go ahead, Tisa, and open, let's just open one of these. Let's go to listing details. So 37 Bass, you know, and if you look up at the top, it says 750 adjusted, right? We purposely put an adjustment in for age on these. All these comparables are like 40 years newer, or, you know, I'm mixing myself up. The subject is like 40 years older than the comparables. So we said, well, hey, let's just adjust for age. I don't know if that's a thing you do or not do, and I don't know what the right amount is. We felt like 20 grand was an amount that we wanted to use to make that adjustment. The other good thing is, unlike Flex, when I'm making my adjustments, I can actually look to see, hey, this has an updated kitchen, this house has a pool, or this house has a brand new refrigerator or marble whatever, right? And it's easy to move back and forth to edit or make adjustments. So let's go ahead and close that. Now let's go to add adjustment. So, okay, so you can see what we've added there. It says year built adjustment, and it says minus 20,000. So we've made that adjustment already for you guys in these 3 listings. So it's important to know that any time you're looking at a price now inside the tool and inside the pricing recommendations, it's working off that adjusted price. Okay, so let's why don't we go in, Tisa, and let's just make a new adjustment for something. Does anybody have an adjustment that they've used before? Or you think of, or you want us to use? This is like an interactive thing. Any ideas?
Square footage.
Okay, so the system is going to adjust for the square footage. So we're not going to use that because Moxie is going to calculate that on the end. So let's pick something else besides that. That would be a good adjustment, but it's going to do that for us.
That's
What
good.
about an adjustment? Sorry, go ahead.
Bathroom?
Okay, so an extra bathroom. Okay, so let's put extra bathroom. So what we're saying is that our comparable property has an extra bathroom. So whoever said extra bathroom, are we gonna, and it's got an extra bathroom over the other properties on this subject, are we gonna add or subtract a figure to extra bathroom?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again?
Yeah, so is that Diane?
Donna?
Donna? So Donna, are we gonna, if we're making an adjustment for an extra bathroom, are we gonna add or subtract the value?
If the, sorry, dogs. If the comparable property has the extra bathroom and the subject property is less the bathroom, then you're going to subtract the price from the comparable.
Correct. Perfect. So does anybody have a number they want to throw in to use for an extra bathroom? Right, so let's just say it's a standard 5 by 8 bathroom with a fiberglass tub and a toilet and a vanity, nothing fancy. And let's just say $5,000.
I was
Right,
going to say that exact number, Jeff.
okay, so that's good. So, whether it's 5, whether it's 10, whether it's 100 or 100,000, whatever. So let's go ahead and add that. You're going to confirm it. So see now what it did was on comparable one, our original sold price was $770, and we had a $20,000 adjustment for the age, and we just added another $5,000 for the bathroom, so it brought us down to $745, right? So that's how easy that is. So now let me show you something that's even cooler. Tisa, go to comp 2 and let's go to add adjustment. Now start typing in extra bathroom. Stop. So see, it remembered it, and so you don't have to retype it. So if you've got adjustments you make, they're going to be like stored in there somewhere where they'll come back up, and then you're just going to, let's go ahead and put 5,000 in this one too. Okay. Yep, so then the system thinks for a minute, bam, it takes us $5,000 off. Okay. So again, if we want to add more listings, we can do that. If we want to change the order that they show up in the presentation, we can do that. It's all just kind of drag and drop and click around, and no harm done. You make a mistake, you undo it. You don't have to ever save it. It saves it automatically.
Jeff,
Yes.
I have a question though. You said you did a $20,000 adjustment and then a $5,000, but wouldn't the $5,000 be an addition, not a subtraction to that property?
It did. So it took So the original sold price of 37 baths was 770. We subtracted 20,000 for the year, which brought it down to 750. And then we just added Donna's bathroom. We didn't add it, we subtracted another 5,000.
But why would you subtract it if it was a plus?
So because we've got to adjust the comparable to the subject. So if the comparable has more features and we want a true price comparison, we've got to take it away from the comparable to make it like the subject, right? So
I would have added it. Okay. I would have added it.
I get confused by that all the time. Think that through, you know, when we're done, and you and I can talk about
Sure.
that, or
Yeah,
but,
because I would have added it.
yes.
I would have made it a plus,
yeah.
not a minus.
So what we're doing is we're adjusting the comparables so they're like the subject. So in order for the comparable to be like the subject, we've got to remove that extra bathroom. So that's a minus. So if the comparable is better than the subject, we're going to remove it and not add it. So it's just a thing. You got to think that through.
Diane, they're making the two properties the same is what he's doing. He's removing the extra bathroom that doesn't count because the property they're comparing to doesn't have that extra bathroom.
Yeah, but if anything, that increases the price, not.
No, you're not listening. I'll explain it to you.
Comparable.
Yeah, we can work through that. We'll work through that later. So for now, let's just go on the fact that we've done our adjustments correctly. Okay, so never before have you ever been able to make adjustments this easy and figure out what you're doing like this. So let's go back up.
Can I ask another question about adjustments?
Sure.
As opposed to messing with the price on all of the comparable properties, is there a reason or a theory behind subtracting the price, the value from the comparable, as opposed to adding the price to the subject?
So you never adjust the subject. You always adjust the comparables to the subject, right? I'm not sure if that answered your question. Yeah, so you never make an adjustment. If you remember back from real estate school, when you went in and you did this like with a pencil on a piece of paper, you never adjust the subject. Your comparables are always the one that get the adjustments. And I always get confused whether it's plus or minus or whatever, because I don't do it enough to know. And I think you know, we all, I know I have gotten lazy in making adjustments because it's just too difficult. This will make it easier for you so you can start having more meaningful discussions with your customers. So let's go back up to the top, Tisa. You're doing a great job, Tisa. Isn't she doing a good job? Yeah. So we've moved this stuff around. Now let's go to our estimate.
Go to where?
The estimate. So what you can see is on the left, it says price based on average sales. So what does that mean? What does that mean, Tisa?
Average sales, it took the sale of all the three properties or all the comps you add in there and it averaged it out. So this is all the three properties. That's what the average sale is.
So it took the adjusted price
And the price,
of
yeah.
the three comparables, and it added them together, and then it divided by 3.
The adjusted
That's all that is, right?
Mhm.
So that's all that is. So then price based on square footage. Remember, Shanti, I said, let's hold off on that a second. Let's look and see what the computer's going to tell us for price based on square footage.
Yep.
What that did is it calculated the adjusted average price per square foot to be $452. So it took into consideration the the square footage, and it came up with an average, and it multiplied it by the square footage of the subject to come up with a price, right? So so what you got to do is you got to experiment with this a little bit. So all these properties that we used were fairly similar in size. So it didn't give us much disparity in these two prices, but you'll have to play around with this and see, you know, how everything works out. And I think it'll give you a great understanding. So Tisa, so the good thing about this is, unlike Flex, it doesn't show these pricing stats, right? You're going to put in, where did you get that 735 number, Tisa?
I think it came up that way.
Well, so we've adjusted it a little bit, but so that's her gut feel, like, right? Like, so whenever I do a CMA, I pretty much have a gut feel. Okay, I think this house is going to be so much, right? And then I build my CMA to see if the CMA tells me the same thing. And then I might look at this estimate, and then I might look at the NAR RPR, then I might look at what the CRS tax info thing says. And I get a feeling if I'm right or wrong or high or low. So Tisa her gut feel is 735, and that's what we put in. Now, if you want to change that, let's change that down to 725. Okay, so she can do that, or you can create a range. So let's go to create range. And I know that a lot of you guys like to work in ranges. So you're going to go up, you're going to go down, you're going to say, you know, I think it's between 720 and 740. And so that's what's going to show in your final work product for your customer. It's not going to be a computer generated price. You're going to use a computer generated analytics to make a determination of what you want to recommend. Okay. So let's go ahead and click apply. So we just changed that, right? Now let's go to continue. Okay. So here we go. So here's the pages, right? So there's 9 pages in this. And these pages, as you can see on the left, Tisa, scroll from cover down to property summary, right? Just select something there.
Overview.
So she just clicked on the edit button for the overview. So, right, you can show different different ways to display that listing overview page. Let's not focus on that, but we'll go down to the next one, side by side. Okay, so here's your side-by-side representation. So go to the edit button there, and you see how in those columns there are different data points that are showing up, right? So she can add or subtract whatever it is that she wants. So if she wants the MLS number in, she can put it in. If she wants it out, she can take it out, right? So scroll down so they can see the extent of different things. And then let's go to the pricing section. Right, there's a whole nother section called pricing. So what do I want to show? Do I want to show the HOA dues? Do I want to show, you know, the percent of list price? Do I want to show days on market? These are where you can make these selections, right? So the cool thing is you're like, oh, I got to do this every time. Well, you got to do it at least once, and then you can save what your work product as a template. You can use your selections as a template, and you won't have to refigure out the wheel every time you do it. Okay. So close that box. Yep. Go ahead and close that. X out on the top there. Okay. So that's how you move around the pages and how you can edit pages. So let's click on the one that says pricing analysis. So here's our pricing analysis. Like I said, you can take some of this stuff out, you can remove it, you can show it, you can not show it, but that's her recommendation there. She used a range 725 to 740. All right. So, all right, let's go ahead and close that. Let's go to view. So stop, well, she clicked web. So web is what your customer is going to see if you email them the link. Now, the beauty of this is you don't have to make a PDF. All you're going to do is email them a hyperlink that's going to open this, and this whole CMA will be interactive for them. So they can actually click on a subject and look at the pictures and look at your adjustments and move around in it. So Joe Talamas has been kind of experimenting with this, and he's using this to send to some of his sellers that have been on the fence lately to kind of give them a pricing update. And he likes it because he can send it to them and they can actually look at the photos and whatever, and he likes it. He thinks it's cool. So that's what we got with that. So let's move through these pages, right? Let's look at the web view. So this is the presentation that your seller is going to get. So that's page 1. That's the introductory page. Then you've got the property summary, which is the subject. You got a nice mapping feature. So Tisa, you can see, so Tisa, show them where the subject property is on there.
Subject properties here where the blue star or the star is, blue ring. And comparable properties are right here.
So go to the top and open 643 Cabrera Street. So again, the seller can look at, so this is what the seller would see. You know, they can scroll through the information. They can look at the photography, right? You can click an image to open an expanded view up there. And again, you've got all this stuff showing up. And again, these data points are controlled by you. You can take them and leave them and whatever. And that shows the adjustments. So they can see, hey, I did a year built adjustment, extra bathroom adjustment, right? So it's all tied up nicely. Okay, so close that. Let's go to the next page. All right, so this is a listing overview. Again, a lot of the same information shown in a different format. You can keep this page, you can delete the page, you can do however you want to. So you see these are all marked in red because they're sold. If they were pending, I think they'd have a yellow, and if they were active, they'd have a green marking. Next page. So this is the side-by-side. And again, you can edit these data points in these columns to your own suiting. Go to the next page. So this is the status comparison. So this is the one that I've decided that I want to start using to train you guys when you're doing the Mike Ferry presentation, because it's got all the information that we want. It's got bed, bath, square footage, list price, sold price, and days on market. So that's the one that we're going to use when we circle back. Okay, so next page. Now these graphics, you know, I think sometimes too much information is too much. You decide if you want these. Just show some averages with a bar graph. Next page. There's your approximate market value. Let's go to the last page. So this is Tisa's information. And we, as a company, have to work to figure out how to get everybody's photograph in and their bio. So, and we're working on that. So, does anybody have any questions about Moxie Presents CMA presentation? Pretty cool, huh? So let's stop here, Tisa. So this is where we're going to land. Now we're going to circle back to step 3.
Step 3 is call back and confirm that they've looked at the package and are prepared for your appointment.
All right, so let's do that.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello,
Hi, is the chef?
it is.
Hi, Jeff. This is Tisa at Coldwell Banker. Hey, I was just calling to see if you were able to get that package that I dropped off for you 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah, I did, Tisa.
You did great. Did you get a chance to look it over yet?
I did.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
Yeah, you know, I'm actually kind of upset. I told you I wanted 800, and you see you've got a recommended price in here of 735 or 725 or something like that. So I don't know if we're going to be able to work through this.
You know, Jeff, that's a great point. I'm glad that you saw that. And that's one of the first things that we will discuss once I get out there tomorrow at noon. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Great.
that's fine. Okay.
Good. All right, Jeff. Well, I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye.
Okay. I'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So now let's hit step 4.
Step 4 is show up physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Yeah, that means looking sharp as you can and on time, ahead of time, and be mentally prepared for what you're about to do, which is get somebody to sign a listing contract. So let's go to step 5.
Step 5 is use the scripts verbatim.
All right.
Okay. Okay, great. Knock, knock.
Hello. Oh, Tisa, how you doing? Come on in, man. You look great. Thanks for being on time.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for having me over. I'm excited about getting your home on the market and getting it sold. Do you mind if I take a quick look at your home?
Yeah, let me show you around. I'd love to show you the gym that I made in that back bedroom.
Oh, that's wonderful, Jeff. But you know, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a walk around by myself at first, so that I could look at your property through the eyes of a buyer. And after we decide to work together, I want you to show me everything that you love about your home yourself. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's meet at the dining room table in a couple of minutes.
All right.
Package. Okay, great. So at the dining room table. Hey, Jeff. So I wrote down 3 real important questions for you. Do you absolutely have to sell your home?
I absolutely do. I'm moving to Australia and I've got to liquidate my United States house.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, you got a big move ahead. Will you price your home to sell, or do you want to keep it on the market for a long period of time?
Well, you know, like I said, I'm not even sure that I don't agree with you on this price. So we're going to have to see.
We're going to have to go over that. I see. Okay, great. So do you want me to handle the sale for you?
I told you before also that my wife has a friend that she works with, and her husband is an agent also. So I'm going to talk to them. They're a good friend of ours.
You have another agent that's a good friend in the market. Okay, good, or in the business. So Jeff, at the end of my presentation tonight, one of 3 things will happen. You'll decide not to list your home with me, or I'll decide not to take your listing, and any one of these are fine.
What do you mean? You don't want my listing? I thought you agents wanted all the listings you could get.
Don't get me wrong, Jeff, I do want your listing. However, if I don't feel like I can achieve your real estate goals, then I'll be honest with you. And you do want me to be honest with you, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. So let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I asked you over the phone. You said
Okay.
you were moving to Australia, right?
Right.
And you said you were moving because you're opening up a knife manufacturing business,
That's
right?
correct.
Large
Yep.
knives, I remember that. Awesome. You said you had to be there by February. Is that correct?
Is my preference, yes.
Okay, great. And you would like to price your home at 800,000, right?
That's right.
And you said you owe 100,000, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And now you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No, I'm not gonna do that. We tried that a long time ago. We're done with that.
You tried that, all right, and didn't work. Terrific. You do want all your money out, correct?
Yeah, I need my money. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now, there are only two issues we have to look at tonight. Your motivation to sell this home and the price we set on your home. So I've priced what we call a comparative market analysis, and there are two parts to this research. One is we call fantasy land. That's what homeowners list their homes for. And the second part we call the reality. That's what real estate agents list and sell homes for. We're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. So the purpose of the comparative market analysis is determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, I mean, they look on Zillow.
Yes, they look at Zillow. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, for example, if you were going to purchase a new car and one dealership had a car for $50,000 and another dealership had the same car for $50,000, but it had an entertainment system, which car would be more valuable to you?
I'd go with the one with the entertainment system.
Why?
It's the same price. It's a better deal.
But it has the benefits of the entertainment system. What if the first dealership put the car with no entertainment system on sale for $45,000? Which would be a better value to you?
Well, I mean, I'd go with the one for 45
And why would you choose that one?
because I can easily put my own in for way less than 5,000.
Right. So you can see that if you want to increase value, we lower the price or have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. So unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
No, I'll clean it up, but I'm not going to start modifying it. No.
You're not going to do anything to it. So and price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, first, let's look at the first comparable home that we have here, 37 Bass Avenue. This home is just like yours in that it's a ground level home. So how many bedrooms do you have?
3 bedrooms,
3 bedrooms. How many bathrooms?
2 bathrooms,
And how many square feet to that property?
1480.
1480. And do you know this neighborhood?
I do. Yeah, same area.
Same area. Have you seen this house?
Yes.
So based on the features and benefits of the home, this home is a little better than yours. And so let's look at the second comparable, 643.
Let's do the price first. Price. How much? Right.
So this house is better than yours. So what price are they asking? Sorry, yeah, what price are they asking?
It looks like they were asking $795.
$795. And look how long it's been on the market.
19 days.
19 days. And you need to be in Australia by February, right?
Right. And it looks like it's sold for $770.
And it's sold for $770. So what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition?
Well, like I told you, he said, I want 800 for my house.
Okay. So Let's look at do you want to go through the other comparables, Jeff?
We're running short on time, so let's just go ahead and keep going. Go down
Okay,
to question 15.
Okay, now that you've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend a price of $735,000. Will you, Jeff, list your home with me at that price tonight?
Well, no, I mean, I told you all along I wanted 800.
You wanted 800. And Jeff, what price do you absolutely have to have?
Well, I mean, I could go down maybe to 785.
You could go down to 785. Ouch. Okay. Based on that, there are a couple of real important questions I need to ask you. Specifically, why do you feel your home is worth $50,000 more than your neighbors?
Well, like I told you, I put new impact windows and door openings and all the openings in the house like 4 years ago.
Right. So Jeff, in today's marketplace, that means you've simply brought your home up to selling standards here in the Keys by adding impact windows, correct? All homes in the Keys need that.
Well,
Needs them.
yes, but what about my gym? I spent a lot of money on that gym.
So let me ask you a question. If a buyer wants to buy your home, but they plan to get rid of the gym the moment they buy your home, how much is it worth them?
Well, I guess not much.
Okay, so did you add that to your home for the next buyer or for your own enjoyment?
I did that for myself.
Sorry, phone rang. Okay, you did that for yourself. So if you were to purchase a home and two similar homes are for sale, one for $785,000 or one for $735,000, which would you buy?
I'd buy the one for 735, probably.
$735. Would you want to use that extra $50,000 to do what you wanted to the home?
Probably.
Right. Don't you think most buyers would feel just like you?
I could see that.
Of course they would. That's why I'm going to recommend a price of $735,000 based on what we know. Do you want to list, based on what we know, do you want to list your home for that price tonight, Jeff?
I guess I will. Okay, so great job. We're going to stop there, Tisa, because I don't want to keep anybody over the hour. We'll skip the objections. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to make sure we got a few minutes if anybody has any questions. So if she was presenting this and I said, well, Tisa, we were doing this on Zoom or she had her computer, I'd say, Tisa, I think I've been in that Cabrera house. Can you show me that? I think there was something I remember about that. So click on that. Right, and bam, so I can look. Yeah, I guess, and she can say, well, look at the whatever, or look at the photos, or look at the pictures, and you can see this or that. So, again, guys, so we went a little longer today. I really thought it was important for you to be able to see the power of Moxie present. You're going to love it. We're working as hard as we can to get the linkage issues worked out. And does anybody have any questions? None? Tisa, you did a great job. You're a sport. You did our first Moxie demo in front of the whole group, and we're proud of you. And now you just got to get another listing. So
That's right.
we
Yeah.
got a great sales meeting planned for tomorrow. We got a role play rumble at 8:30. I think Petty Nicholas is going to be on with Sam, and then we got a great meeting. So guys, have a great day, and we'll see you around.
Thanks, guys.